Right?
Yeah.
Aloha! Happy New Year. It's so good to be back in this chair. I'm live and lively here on Mana'o at Home. This is Trish da Dish of the Weekly Dish and beyond. You are here supporting Maui's music, Sonic Soldiers. It's just the best. We have the best show. I'm not going to lie. It's a big deal. You're a big deal. Thanks for tuning in. We're kicking off season 4. Season 4 with... an extraordinary guest. He is a bluesman. He is a rock and roll rebel. He is a playwright. He is an extraordinary teacher. He's also got some of the best stories before we even started the show. I cannot wait for you guys to get to know him. And if you don't already know him and you don't already love him, you're going to be a huge fan after this show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the online stage, the one and only Jimmy Dillon.
Hey. Hi, everybody.
We're going crazy.
Aloha.
Thank you so much for being my 64th episode.
My pleasure. I'm thrilled to be here.
You are such a fascinating man. You're also very kind and cool. You wouldn't know the life that you've lived by the way you carry yourself. You're so happy and humble, and I'm just very excited to share about. I see you brought some of your ladies with you.
I did. I brought as many as my kids as I could. They're surrounding me here, which makes me feel super comfortable. So.
You said if you were yelling from the the studio.
Yeah.
Take
yeah.
me.
Some of them get jealous if I play them too much. So, but we'll talk about that.
Oh my goodness! The beautiful one you have in your hand right now.
Yeah, this is just a really nice Martin acoustic that This is kind of my workhorse, my everyday guitar. And it's been around the world with me, and it's speaking of humble, it's just a really simple cutaway, but it allows me to get up the neck, and I can plug it in or play it acoustic and whatever I want to do, and it never lets me down. So it's a nice axe. So
it's a good friend.
It's my go-to. So I wanted to start out the night with this.
Oh, how wonderful!
Cool.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's start with some groovy music from the bluesman extraordinaire. That's right, Jimmy Dillon.
Well, it might be a whisper, dream in flight, street corner preacher with a guiding light. Expect the unexpected, life's great mysteries, undetected till they're right in front of me. Hold on to your dreams, don't you let them go. Time will heal what the pain has sown. Hold on to your dreams. Now the bluest of skies has clouds and rain. Everybody feel the heartache and pain. Life is bittersweet, surely worth a ride. The best that you can hope for is a little peace inside. Hold on to your dreams, don't you let them go. Time will heal what the pain has sown. Hold on to your dreams. Might be a whisper, dream in flight, street corner preacher with a guiding light. Expect the unexpected, 'cause life's great mysteries, undetected till they're right in front of me. Hold on to your dreams, don't you let them go. Time will heal what the pain has sown. Hold on to your dreams.
That's a perfect way to start the show. Hold on to your dreams.
Hold on to your dreams.
And boy, have you. And something beautiful I love that you shared was you feel like you carry the flame. That's a really beautiful thing to realize as a musician who's lived and toured. And, you I don't know if there really was a bucket list when you started, but I feel like now you're in this beautiful place where you're sharing all these talents in your love.
Yeah, I mean, I think, to be honest with you, as I shared with you earlier, when I was a kid growing up, I grew up in Los Angeles, and then my dad moved to Chicago, so I was exposed to all the great blues and stuff. But I honestly got bit by the bug. I mean, guitar was it for me. I knew when I was 12 years old. I looked at my mom and said, "That's what I'm going to do with my life."
During Beatles, the Stones,
I saw
Elvis
the Beatles,
on your mom's
Ed
knee.
Sullivan, right? Yeah, when I saw the Beatles, like many of us in my generation, it definitely lit a fire, lit me up. And I thought, now how am I going to do that? Because I really want to be a part of what's going on. Because at that time, I say I grew up in the golden age of rock and roll. As I feel fortunate for that. But that being said, what it was all about at that point, I guess, was inspiration and awe to see that.
Seeing Jimi Hendrix one week and then the next week.
Yeah, that was a big week for me. When I was 16, we drove a little Volkswagen bus from Benton Harbor, Michigan, into Chicago. No heat. And I saw Hendrix, went right out and bought a velvet cape, mirror shades, and bell-bottoms in, Rush Street, I guess it was called, in Old Town.
Rush Street, yeah.
Yeah. So that was my introduction to that. And then the next week, I got snuck into an old bar called the East End Bar in Benton Harbor, very dangerous neighborhood. And there was B.B. King playing. So there was two of my icons, two of my heroes that I shared with you. I mean, this is kind of crazy, but a few decades later, I got a call to play with B.B. And I opened up for him, literally 30 miles down the road.
What?
That's a whole other story, but...
Legit, that's literally a full circle.
But it was a full circle. It really was, yeah. So
you're saying you're sharing these moments with B.B. King, and he remembers. I mean, they've
well,
played how many thousands of shows, and they remember those dive bars, those seedy moments. That's where they really probably developed their swag.
And B.B. King was not called King by chance. He was royal.
And he had...
And what a gracious guy. And Lucille by his side.
Lucille always on his back. Oh,
so I think we're fortunate to have lived in a time when people like that were around. I really do. And that to inspire us and to teach us, to be our mentors,
But now look at you. Now you're teaching.
You can't give away what you don't have.
Exactly.
This I do know. So
well, when we come back, we'll talk more about you being a teacher.
Okay.
But what are you gonna play next for us? That was a great song to start off. That was one of my favorites you have.
It's funny because I kind of never know what I'm gonna play till I play.
That's great. I'm just happy to have you here, and I wish we could do a 3-hour show. Honestly,
I'm feeling this song because I like it. We're gonna play some different guitars today. This one's called Mona Lisa. It was run on I have an album called Everything, and this one. I like playing this because it's a good acoustic groove. So.
All right, more from Jimmy Dillon.
First time that I saw you, girl, that day out on the street, I remember it was high summer, we were sweating from the heat. Even though you were riding with another, I just couldn't help but stop and wonder what makes a woman like that so fine. Something in the way you move, every breath you share, let me know that you feel it too, and that you'll be there. Mona Lisa, smile for me, heal me with your mystery. In this world, so much grief, it's your love that's my release. Next time that I saw you, girl, told me you were free, yeah, that it didn't work out with him. Could you spend a little time with me? So we walked on down to where the river meets the sea. That's when I knew I had fallen hard. You and me dancing in the dark. Something in the way we move, every breath we share. Let me know that you feel it too, yeah, and that you'll be there. Mona Lisa, smile for me, heal me with your mystery. In this world, so much grief, it's your love that's my release. If you live down in Georgia, when the rain comes pouring down, then you know the feeling, girl, in my heart when you're around. Oh, yeah. Mona Lisa, smile for me, heal me with your mystery. In this world, so much grief, it's your love, it's my release. I said, Mona Lisa, she smiled for me, yeah, heal me with her mystery. In this world, so much grief, it's your love, it's my release. It's your love that's my release. It's your love, baby, Mona Lisa.
I can't clap enough. Like,
Mona
this
Lisa.
is just the best. I'm kind of giddy. I'm a true blues woman. And
Oh, wow.
I grew up, in the Midwest, lived in Chicago. Some of the best years of my life was being in Chicago, and it's just really beautiful to hear someone tell such, off the cuff stories. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Buddy Guy. Oh yeah, I went on tour with him. Buddy
Well,
Guy.
It's kind of hard to live around Chicago and not get influenced by the blues. I told you I went to Ann Arbor.
Seeping in the
Ann Arbor Blues Festival,
Yep.
in the 60s, right? And they had, like literally, like Howlin' Wolf, Muddy Waters, you name it, Ruth Brown, the very young Bonnie Raitt, everybody. And I don't know, as much as I love pop music and I love, soul and R&B and Memphis and Motown and all that, the blues have always spoken to me. I don't know if I'm Irish by descent, so I don't know. I'm just a bluesy Irish guy, I don't know what to say about that.
You're also
to
you're very committed to sharing traditional blues roots.
I am.
And
Yeah.
what our
Yeah.
country.
Yeah.
You're a beautiful teacher. You're spreading. You're
Well,
a perpetuator of the culture.
I kind of stumbled into that, Trish. I was touring in Europe. I lived over there for a lot of years, and I was with
and
Clarence
France.
Clemens
France,
and a lot of
yeah.
different people. And I used to do workshops, and when I'd travel around Europe, I'd do little workshops because there's a great romance in Europe with American roots music, as you know. And so I had this guitar with me. That's the perfect introduction. This is Stacy.
Hi, Stacy.
And
Aloha.
say hello to her, and she's a beauty.
Oh,
You know, and she's a diamond in the rough.
signed by sorry, who?
So this is the National Resophonic, and if you don't know about these guitars, little blues lesson here. So back in the day, they made these guitars to be heard above the orchestra, the minstrel bands. You know, they're playing jazz or whatever they're playing, and you couldn't hear the guitar, so they put a big resonator in it. Sounds out the sound. You know, that kind of sound. Well, what happened is the old blues guys would be working in the fields, whatever. They get these guitars and they open tune them to a chord. In this case, it's an open E, but a lot of time they do a slack key tuning, like a G, or which is also called Sebastopol tuning. And then they drink a bottle of something, whatever, a bottle of hooch, and
Moonshine.
break off the bottle, right? And put that bottleneck on their finger, thus the birth of... And if you close your eyes, you're sitting by the Mississippi River. And that big muddy man hanging out down there.
I'm on a porch swing.
Playing some funky old kind of blues.
Just feels good, right?
So that's the sound of the blues right there.
Woo.
And I got hooked on slide guitar early on, and then when I got Stacy, I knew I was home.
I love that. How do you come up with your names for your guitars? Or
My
do they already have them?
My niece named this one.
Oh, I love it.
And now I have granddaughters, so I guess they're going to name them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Mostly guitars are named after women, you know.
Of course.
So like Lucille is, and Lucy was Albert King's, and this one is Stacy. So I have another one named Stella, and it just goes on. It's names like you think, you know.
Yeah.
It just comes to me. You know?
And Stacy's been all over the world with you.
She's been all over the world. Yeah, she's got some dents and signed by John Lee Hooker, because I was a big John Lee fan, and I was fortunate enough to record a duet with John Lee and play a bunch of gigs with him.
The many lives of Jimmy
And I learned a
Dillon.
lot. Let me tell you. I don't know if I have time to tell that story, but quick John Lee story. I went down to his house to record this song, and I brought a little field recording with me, and he heard the song. He goes, "Well, I like that song, but where'd that song come from?" I said, "I wrote it." He goes, "Oh, okay, you sound pretty good." And so he put his headphones on. He started singing. I said, "This is it. Get the mic up, because you only get one shot." And so he recorded it, and we did a duet, and it's on jimmydillon.com. You can check it out.
Fantastic. Well, ladies and gentlemen.
So here's a song from my my latest album. We still call them albums? I guess we can, right?
Yeah.
All right,
They're albums.
Let's do that. This one's called Poison Girl.
Woohoo. Jimmy Dillon live in Maui at home, baby.
Moonlight over the alley, baby, where I come from, a poison girl. There's a poison girl. Says to do medicine business, $3 down for the gun. Poison girl. There's a poison girl waiting downtown while she goes underground for a while. I'll be waiting uptown, passes some trick on the side. Well, I'm just earning my money, only to score from a poison girl, from a poison girl. Come on, Stacy. There's a place that I know anybody can go for a prize. There's a place that I know, putting your soul up on ice. Mama said, son, what's your hurry? Mama don't know what I done for a poison girl. For a poison girl. For a poison girl. For a poison girl.
Oh, tasty.
Thank you, Stacy.
Thank you. I'm going to call her Tasty Stacy. Ooh, that guitar is something special. I don't think we've had one of those in here.
She really is.
Wow, how wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, we are live and lively here at Manao and Home, live from Backlit Buddha Studios. It's our 64th episode of Manao at Home. This all started as a little Zoom to Zoom show during COVID lockdown. And who knew?
Nice.
We from quarantine days to Jimmy Dillon in the studio. I mean,
yeah, well, I think hopefully we all had to make do during the time, and I always say, what better place to be than Maui for that?
Oh my goodness, we got lucky.
We enjoyed it.
And you know what? I was thinking about this. You said you lived here during the 70s. When we were here during the months, there weren't a lot
It
of.
was like
It
that.
felt like the 70s is whatever. Like Tom Conway, who lived here.
Sure, Tom, I knew Tom back then.
I bet,
Yes,
he has a similar story.
Yeah.
Got a guitar from
Played
Michigan.
the Blue Max. The Blue
Yep.
Max was a cool venue that we
Yeah.
used to all play together.
And so it was kind of cool to feel that vibe again. I mean, the tourists are back, but
Yeah,
it is what it is.
People like Tom that teach,
Yeah, Tom's another one. You too. Wow.
I think teaching is
Yeah.
a noble profession, that gets underrated sometimes. But the truth is, I found that the kind of teaching I do is more like I teach greasy, bluesy kind of, feel stuff. So that's really the focus that I have is how do you get somebody to be an authentic original? How do you teach them to be more of themselves? And that's what I taught the kids. I ran Blue Star Music Program, for
Blue Star
15
Music.
years.
Yeah, we'll
And
come to
this is 6 years before School of Rock. So
That's
we were
right.
the
You're
first.
the OG.
We're the OG with the contemporary. We were the. I don't know if this is a stretch. We were the Juilliard of rock and roll. Okay, for kids.
We're going with
Because
it.
all our teachers were touring musicians from all over the world. Some from Cuba, from all over. So that was a real thrill for me to I guess sort of awaken to the fact that we could teach kids and, like you said, be keepers of the flame. And then I wrote a bluesicle, which was a theatrical piece. Ascension of the Blues. Yeah. And
That's right. You're a playwright too.
Well, the reason for that is in 1999, I was in Ann Arbor, Michigan. I was taking care of my mom and dad in Michigan, and it was snowing, and I was like, what am I going to do?
Right.
And I took myself off the road at that time. I was done with it, and then I didn't want to see another. I didn't want to see another bus. I really didn't. But I said, well, then what do you want to do? And I said, well, I want to play the great theaters of the world in a different way, not just the joints. And I want to pass on to the next generation of musicians what I've found in my last 30 or 40 years of playing, with some really wonderful musicians, famous and not, And I've learned they were my mentors, so I wanted to be a mentor for kids. And I just kind of stumbled into the dark and found my way. And 15 years later, we were doing in Austin, Texas, and all over the Midwest and San Francisco. We ended it in San Francisco.
Yeah, Mill Valley.
Mill Valley, yeah.
That's
Well, Mill Valley is kind of it's been my home for a long time.
I love
Marin
that you
County.
said everything's there.
Everything's there. It's a small town with big city sensibilities. But I moved to Sausalito when I was 17.
Oh,
And
Sausalito.
Grace Slick walking down the street and all that.
You're
Santana.
speaking my language today, sir.
Yeah.
Blues.
1969, baby.
Woo!
So the blush of the summer of love was still upon us all, right? And talk about inspiration, man. I had my guitar and I just played all day, and kept at it. And then I got a gig. I came to Maui to visit, and I got a gig with a guy named Michael Pinder from the Moody Blues. I was just like, God, I was 23. Wow. And he hired me to play on his album, back and forth Maui to Malibu. And
at such a young age, you're just flying.
But I learned a lot in the studio with him. And then I bought some land on Maui. It was really cheap then, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And
you hold on to that.
I spent a good part of the 70s back and forth to Maui, yeah.
Oh,
definitely playing.
wow.
And then from there, I just, went out there.
So many live. Now, with Blue Star, I want to talk a little about this.
Yeah.
You kind of are still doing it in an extension. Like,
Yes.
you're still reaching.
Yeah. So I teach at jimmydillon.com. I have a mentorship program, and I teach people all around the world. And what I do really is I basically do a series of courses where I show you what it is I do, because I play a lot of different kinds of styles of music. I've been in reggae bands and
Yeah, you're all over
play
the
country
place.
and I play a lot of different things. But what I try to do is reach out and give people what they really want, what they what is attractive to them. And so I actually communicate with the students, and we do like a once a month a big Zoom thing where people from Australia and Italy and all come in. And I only know that, though, my point is, from working with the kids, because the kids are absolutely not impressed. Who you play? Carlos who? What? No.
John Lee Hicker.
They
who?
don't really. John, yeah, what is he on YouTube or TikTok?
Muddy
If
Waters,
not.
is that a cartoon character?
And some of them, a lot of them know Hendrix, though, for sure.
Of course.
And Zeppelin.
Oh,
Called them
good.
the little Zeppelin boys with their T-shirts, right? But so yeah,
That's
the
good.
cool thing is it warms my heart to be able to pass on my knowledge, 50 years of guitar playing, and do a 1-year mentorship, which people are joining now on my website. And we communicate. I get like every day on Instagram, I get like, I'm in Italy, I'm in Iran, and I love der blues, or whatever.
Yeah, that's it.
So how
And
cool
you know
is
what?
that?
Your Instagram, I want to definitely, people follow his Instagram. It's Jimmy Dillon 007. And every day there's just fantastic videos. You're so generous with your time and talent, and you make it interesting. You do.
Well, thanks. Yeah,
You really do.
I-
It's captivating. It's
Yeah.
not boring.
What I do is I try and just say, what do you got for me today? And just kind of look up at the Maui sky and say, what's up today? And I just sit, I watch the sunset when I'm doing it. I call it a sunset session.
Heck yeah.
And it's 1 minute. People can hang for a minute.
Yeah.
Not many, but if you can.
Kids these days, for sure.
So speaking of keeping the flame alive, and I want to move through this, here's a song that it's always been in my back pocket of my jeans, and I wanted to play for you. And a song that was covered by the Stones, actually, on their first album, and it's written by Arthur Alexander. And it has the distinction of being the first song ever recorded at Muscle Shoals Studios.
Ooh, some history here.
You asked me to give up the hand of the girl I love. You tell me I'm not the man she's worthy of. But who are you to tell her who to love? That's up to her. Yes, and the Lord above. You better move on. Well, I know you can buy her fancy clothes and diamond rings. I believe she's happy with me without those things. Still, you beg me to set her free. My friend, that will never be. You better move on. I don't blame you for loving her. Can't you understand? Man, she's my girl. And I never gonna let her go. Whoa, I love her so. Yes, I do. Well, I think that you better go now. I'm getting mighty mad. You asked me to give up the only love I ever had. Maybe I could, whoa, but I love her so. Never gonna let her go. You better move on. I don't blame you for loving her. Can't you understand? Man, she's my girl. And I'm never gonna let her go. Oh, I love her so. Yes, I do. Well, I think that you better go now. I'm getting mighty mad. 'Cause you've asked me to give up the only love I ever had. Maybe I could, whoa, but I love her so. I'm never gonna let her go. You better move on. You better move on. You better move on. You better move on. You better
Another
move
banger.
on.
Yeah. How cool. Muscle Shoals.
Yeah, isn't that a great song? First song ever recorded at Muscle Shoals, right
Wow.
there. And now, here at the Backlit Voodoo Lounge, I call it.
Backlit Voodoo Lounge.
We're down here at the Voodoo Lounge, hanging with Trish da Dish. Got Cody on the sound, feeling pretty good, all right.
Thank you so much. I was going to say, this kind of effort takes a family affair. And today, of course, we have my sonic wizard, Cody Quintana. He's making it rock, just always so clean and smooth. This video is so beautiful. And, of course, my favorite photographer in the world, Stephen Holdings, in the studio.
Hey, Steve.
Taking some great photos. And then, of course, Michael Elam of Monotto Radio. He's my Monotto Radio dad. He keeps me in line and online, which is most importantly. So thank you guys so much for supporting. This is Monotto Radio's first online series. It's kind of like our podcast, but live. You know, I like it live better. I'm a live person. Yeah, like when I did radio, I used to do talk radio regularly, and I would just show up and just go. And I don't like it when people have to takes and cuts and then they put something online, it's all polished. I feel like you don't get the real conversations that you do with something like this. So thank you for taking this ride with me and just being so enthusiastic.
You know, it's a rainy day on Maui.
It is.
What a perfect bluesy day, huh? Cool.
It's the most perfect. When I woke up this morning, I was like, yes, blues in Chicago. Hey, it's not as cold, though. We're staying here. We're staying here. We don't need to be anywhere near that shenanigans. No, and don't forget, this is a gig for Jimmy. So if you're feeling tipsy, you can tip him via Venmo. He's at Jimmy Dillon 007. Perfect. International man right here. And don't forget to also, you can check out all the episodes. We have 63 other episodes at monottoradio.com. Wow. Yeah, and they're all Maui acts, and they're all original musicians that are doing amazing things. Justin Morris, who's a good friend of ours, Justin. He was my first. He's my Maui brother from another mother, and he's the one who got me turned on to you. Actually, he was like, "I'm playing with this guy."
We have a little Beatle band called the Lonely Hearts,
yes.
the Beatles and beyond, much like what you do.
Yes.
So yeah, Justin to me is just a Southern gentleman and a great talent, but more importantly, just a cool guy that does a lot of community stuff, which I think is phenomenal.
And he's a tone hound.
Oh,
you know?
Well, he and I were like,
I was like,
you can't shut us up.
I was gonna say, if you two together in a studio,
it's almost too much
to be a fly on the wall.
The rest of the band is like,
they're like, oh,
can we rehearse now?
Dude, look at this. Yeah. And we had Dan Kai here. One of our features, who was one of my favorite guests.
We've written songs together and recorded together.
The Blues Brothers,
Dan got me through the COVID. He did.
He did.
I would go down and call him and go down to Haiku, and we just hang out, or he'd come up to my house. Mm-hmm. We just play, you know. He's a musicologist, you know. He's a force of nature.
He really is. He's fantastic.
The thing about Dan that struck me the most was that he and I speak the same language in that our influences, although his are actually truly wider because he does African and stuff. But we can talk about David Lindley or Ry Cooder or, Blind Willie McTell or whatever, and we know of which we speak. Mm-hmm. And And so we're both, what crosses over, we're fans of Taj and a lot of that. So
Of course.
it was really nice to have a guy on the island like that. And I've been yelling it for the last 3 years. I've been saying, you got to check out Day and Kai, man.
Yeah.
People, I don't know him. I go, you need to know him.
Yeah. Well, now we know him. He is always welcome and wherever we are.
Good.
And thank you so much for being here. I know you have
right.
you're going to be going on the road.
Yeah, I'm doing a little swing in the Bay Area, which is my home stomping grounds. If you're in the Bay Area, I'm playing the Sweetwater on the 17th of February with my band. The guys from the Robert Cray Band, which is my backing band on all my records. If you don't know that, so Bay Area guys, and Kevin Hayes on drums. We got Dwayne Pate on bass from Robin Ford's band, and they're all just, these are my buds.
Yeah.
These are people I've played with for eons, decades, okay? And a wonderful singer named Dallas Kraft. She's on all my records. So I get to go back and do like Aloha 2.0 or something.
Yeah, I love that. And who's this kid in your hand?
This is my number one, my little green machine here, and she's an Eric Clapton custom shop Strat that I bought at Real Guitars in San Francisco. And, we all know the Strat tone, right? There's that really sassy. What's the verb?
He's like, I got you. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. While we have a minute, I just want to say next month we're welcoming Pat Simmons Jr. to the studio. Woo! Got a doobie baby, as I like to call him. He'll be here on February 16th, and he's got some great storytelling. He also is a earth angel, so we'll be talking about all his farming and all the good things he does for Maui. So thanks for tuning in. We're back live with Jimmy Dillon.
So this is the sound of a Stratocaster, everything from Hendrix, right?
Oh yeah, baby. Where's my fan?
There's that sound that we love, right? And it goes all the way to Jeff Beck, who we miss.
Oh, R.I.P.
And then the Mark Knopfler sound. That?
You're like an encyclopedia over here. This is fantastic.
So I only mention that because all these guys are my influences. And, I think it's important, and I tell the kids what I used to teach the kids. I said, it's fine that you play something and you play a cover song. That's great. Honor that. But please study the masters first. And I think I lost my reverb on my voice. Hey. Okay, cool. He's on it, man.
Keep that. It's not his first rodeo.
It's tight. But I tell him, at least study the masters first, and then run it through your own kind of filter system, and then
pay homage to it, but
inhabit it to the best of your ability. So speaking of which, this is kind of a moody little piece. It's about a couple of hustlers, a couple of grifters, and they're trying to out-grift each other on the road. And it's called When Did We Fall Out of Love?
Ooh.
Gotta have the swampiness, otherwise.
My eyes just dilated.
So tremolo, if you don't know, is this sound. Great sound, right? All right, let's get back to the story, right? Yeah, I like it. I was standing on the corner of heartache and desire, trying to put together the pieces of our love. One eye in the mirror, one foot in the past. Wasn't looking for an answer, still I got to ask, when did we fall out of love? When did we fall out of love? cafe. I still recall the night. I had this funny feeling that something just wasn't right. You were talking to a stranger with a gold tooth and tattoo. Slipped out the back, that's the last I saw of you. When did we fall out of love? When did we fall out of love? I said, hey, baby, where did you go? Living in some border town down in Mexico. I know you like it edgy, I like it that way too. Still, there's just a question that I gotta ask of you. When did we fall? Ooh. Oh. I still miss you, baby. Though you cut me deep inside. And your kisses, darling, really drive me wild. I said, hey, baby, where did you go? Living in some border town down in Mexico. I know you like it edgy, I like it that way too. Still, there's just a question that I gotta ask of you. When did we fall out of
Woo-hoo-hoo!
It's a moody little thing, isn't it?
I love it. Cody got some great shots.
I like it
too,
that
for
way
that
too.
one. He's all up in your face. He's
I like that stranger with the gold tooth and tattoo.
That's a great opening line. Yeah. Now I can't even imagine, but if you could guesstimate, how many songs do you think that you know? Just.
You know, it's funny.
I mean, like, I feel like you're
It
just
might
a
hurt your head if I
Rolodex.
told you
Yeah.
a lot.
A
Yeah,
lot.
I mean thousands because, well, I don't know what part of the brain works that. Probably you could look it up, but I surprised my wife and I was like, she'll be playing the radio. I'll name a song like that, and I don't know. I think
3 chords.
I think it lives in there, and my memory is probably full in other areas, but I can soak in music as a different language, right?
Push out the other
You know,
stuff,
music
more
is what
music.
language always wanted to be.
Music is the universal language and laughter.
Yeah.
It really is. We
And
all
back to the
communicate
teaching
better.
thing, you know, the first day I taught the kids, I was completely confused and baffled in how I was going to do it. And somebody put a little note that said, the meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give it away. And I believe if you follow that, there's another kind of thing that we know about that also tells that story. But I think it's a story of life, and that, you know, as in music, so in life. So there. I said it.
I said it.
I said it.
Well, I feel you're wise. I will listen to everything you say. You're like, I feel like maybe you might have a twin and you're living 2 lives because the amount of things that you've accomplished. But also, I love that you said you designed your life. You know, you have lived all these adventures.
I guess I did.
And you're happy.
I mean, I made choices along the way that I would care about making money. Not really, honestly, because if it came between, I always say I play music even if I didn't get paid to do it, I'd still do it. So I don't know, if you do what you love,
never
as
work a
corny
day
as
in
it
your life.
sound,
Yeah.
it's true. And so I feel ultimately blessed. And to say there weren't lean times and slept under a few bridges.
Well,
oh
you
yeah.
are an artist.
Oh yeah. And I bumped up against lots of different things that rock and rollers do, and I've been blessed to be I've been clean and sober for 33 years. So,
Woo-hoo!
I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for that. So I want to shout out to that,
That's
to recovery,
awesome. That's
because I just if you're struggling with that and you're having an issue with that, there's a few people that I think are. There's a way out, and it's whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter. There's no denomination to it. You can just get with whatever works for you and get it done. But I think that's important to say. Yeah.
And what a blessing you are to these kids. Like, you're educating them, and you're a true
Well, I got a
journeyman.
lot of holes in my parade too, but
who doesn't? Yeah.
I just try to lead by example and
Yeah.
do the best I can each day, and every day's a new one, right?
I love that.
Yeah, it's a new one. So
You're-
I say one breath at a time. I really do.
I love that. Well, guys, we are live and lively here with Jimmy Dillon. You can follow him at jimmydillon.com, which is, deep.
There's some stuff
It is a
there, yeah.
deep website.
Maybe too much there. I don't know. There's a
How
lot.
many albums have you
Well, I
created?
did 5 of my own. I've
5 of your
recorded
own.
hundreds of other people.
Yes.
I was a studio musician for many years, the backing guy. I love being a supporting
Clutch.
actor. I do.
You're clutch.
But I work with a guy named Lauren Rowan from the Rowan Brothers. We had a band called The Edge during the 80s, I guess it was late 70s, early 80s. And that was a fun band. It was an all original band. Ozzy Allers on keys from Van Morrison's band. And great bunch of guys and real writers, And that's where I learned how to write music or write a song. Not so much I don't read or write pages if I can help it. I can, but I don't. But that's how I learned how to be instinctual and instinctive, I guess, to write from the heart, but also to write with a good imagination, and to know how to edit your stuff. I think editing is a huge part of writing. That's my
I'm a
guess.
journalist, and one of my mentors always told me, write down the bones.
The bones.
Write down
Yeah.
the bones. And I've, been reporting like this and
Yeah.
also a writer. And
Yeah.
Anytime I try to go away from that,
Yeah.
it's not what I wanted.
Yeah.
So write what you know.
I've been doing some production. I produced at a studio in Kiev. I got Chris Thomas, drummer from.
Of
Winnipeg.
course.
So I produced down there some people, and I'm
like Chris.
always saying, can we do it with less?
Yeah.
Because less is more.
Mm-hmm.
So music's different that way. You don't want it all flowery and full. I think it's important to, if you listen to the great songwriters, they really get it done with very few words, and that it still gets to your heart. So that's the important thing.
Absolutely. And speaking of your heart, your love,
Kelly.
Kelly she's an artist herself. A beautiful
Kelly's
dancer.
an incredible artist, a painter, and also a wonderful dancer. And she's
What a great life.
she's one of those people. I call her a genetic celebrity because she's beautiful and she's an incredible surfer. She's a little goddess, And anything she takes on, she can kind of do. It's like blows my mind. She'll go to her studio. We have a little studio I built for her, and she'll come back and say, "Well, look what I did," and I was like, "Jeez, you are a trip." But love that.
I love that.
Love that.
You seem very
Creativity, right?
happy in love with your best
Yeah,
friend.
I
It's
am.
really
Exactly.
nice. That's the way to go. Oh my goodness. Here's our friend.
Close up. So by now, many of you know the wonderful Steve Grimes, who lives on the island. And
Luthier extraordinaire.
extraordinary, fabulous musician, and
Great person.
absolutely straight up great guy. And this is I think this is called a Beamer guitar.
Yep, Keola Beamer
Beamer,
helped
so-
him design those.
This one has a whole different kind of sound, right? It's like a cannon,
It's
man.
rich.
It's so the bass, right? Hear that bass?
That body is so beautiful. And the inline, everything. How long were you on the list?
I think lifetimes.
Yeah. Giddy up.
Hey,
Yeah.
baby, what you done to me? I said, hey, baby, what you doing to me? I love you, baby. You know it's true. There ain't nobody gonna love you like I do. Hey, baby, what you doing to me? I said, hey, haven't I been good to you? I said, hey, doing what a man should do. Ow. Work on my money, bring it home to you. All you give me back is a bad case of the blues. Hey, hey, haven't I been good to you? Well, you drink my whiskey, steal me blind, mean little girl, but I don't mind. Rev my engine, slam my hood, make me feel like no one should. I said, hey, hey, baby, what you doing tonight? Hey, hey, baby, what you doing tonight? I love to see you lie across my bed. You make me crazy, go straight to my head. Hey, hey, baby, what you doing tonight? Hey, hey, baby, won't you please come home? Hey, hey, baby, bring your loving back home. How? I'll do the cooking, I'll pay the rent, I'll give you love that's heaven sent. Nothing in this world I wouldn't do just to bring it back home to you. Hey, baby, won't you please come home? Hey, hey, baby, bring your loving back home. Can I have an oh yeah? We put the Beamer to work.
They put the beaver to work. I love it so much. Oh my
I
gosh.
knew I had to mess her hair up a little. You know?
It's so pretty, but you made it sound so nasty.
Yeah, you know, I think every guitar loves to be lightly mishandled. You know, I mean, if you look at my guitars that I've had a while, they got some miles on them.
Yeah.
You know, I don't baby them. I really don't.
Can we play the
The
silver one before, because we're gonna go over a little. But I just wanted to say a little bit. I don't know if we were talking a little bit about, you were saying, you know, you kind of, you know, rubbed elbows with some extraordinary artists,
right.
because you were with Clarence Clemens, the
Yeah,
East
so
Street Band.
I was with Clarence Clemens. I was
Bruce
his musical
Springsteen,
director.
yeah.
We did shows with Springsteen, and then we did one with Bob Dylan and
Whoa.
the East Street Band, and I don't know, all kinds of, like, Steve Stills. But that was interesting, because that was Clarence called me. He goes, "It's 1993." He goes, "Jimmy, we're going to Washington D.C." I go, "Oh, okay." He goes, "No, it's Bill Clinton's inauguration." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's right. He's cool. He's like a younger guy."
He plays sax, yeah.
He was a fan of Clarence's.
Yeah, of course.
So I get into the gig, and there's the band, like the band.
Mm-hmm.
That's like
the band.
Levon Helm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rick Danko was still alive, and we started jam. I go, Dr. John on piano. I go, well, this is like a gig for the ages. And we're rehearsing, and this guy shows up with a hood and these weird sunglasses, and he doesn't have a guitar. And I give him my guitar, and it's Bob Dylan. And so we did Key to the Highway. It's all on my website. You can see me playing with him, and it's funny because he gave me a solo, and then he gave me a second solo, so I thought that was kind of cool. Anyway,
Yeah.
But the thing I want to say about that is brushes with greatness does not greatness bring. You got to find your own true voice. You know, you got to do your own thing. And it's something that I noticed. You know, we can talk about, I was in a room with so-and-so, but it's up to us to be our own authentic self, I think. And, so this is a song that tells that story. This is the Silver Magnolia.
Gorgeous.
I got this in Paris from James Troussard, who's a guitar builder. And this was owned by, it was used by Sonny Landreth on one of his records. I'm a big fan of his. He's a slide player. But the thing that's cool about this guitar is you can kind of get you can get that get that nasty, where you get that Keith sound. It does many things, but one of the things it does is helps me tell the story of what it was like to grow up when I did. This is the title track from my last album. I'm a six-string man. That's what I am. Just a rebel soul, want to rock and roll, and I make my stand. I am a six-string man. Well, I learned my craft on an old photograph. Just a young man struck by lightning bolt in the golden age of the rock and roll. I was sitting on my mama's knee. We were listening to Elvis Presley, just an old and dark heartbreak hotel. I learned my lesson and I learned it well, and I'll make my stand. I am a six-string man. I can make her scream, I can make her moan, I can make pretty women want to take me home. Well, I roam this world, traveled far, just me and this here guitar. I've seen the fire in the frying pan, and I'm what I am. I am a six-string man. When I die and they lay me to rest, put my guitar right across my chest. You better tell St. Pete at the pearly gates we got a guitar slinger and he can't wait. I might have lived a lot percent, but you gotta let me in, 'cause I'm a six-string man.
Thank you.
We probably went over, but it was fun.
No, it's so much. I was gonna say you want to do one more song? If you could.
I was gonna play one on the keyboards for you, but I don't know that we have a keyboard here, so.
We didn't set it up in time.
Yeah. But next time I will. I wrote a song called "Backside of Life." It's about more yesterdays than tomorrow. Not the cheeriest, but it actually is kind of cool. But,
well, you guys, thank you so much. We'll ask him for one more. Yeah, maybe we'll see one more, and I'll do my little spiel here. You guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this Maui music series. It's something that we're very proud of. I couldn't do it without the support of Mana'o Radio and my right-hand man, Cody Quintana, who just goes above and beyond for these musicians and me, and I just really appreciate his aloha. And mahalo to my honey, Chino, who plays the opening song. And also wanted to share some exciting news. There is a Maui comedy series coming out. That's right, TV show, baby. It's called Moku Moku. Follow it online. Chino's one of the actors involved with that, and it's just got a phenomenal cast, all Maui and Hawaii actors and crew, and it's just a really exciting time. So check that out. And of course, I want to thank all of the supporters of Trish da Dish, because you guys tune in here, and I just love you so much, and I get so many great messages about the show and how, you know, they've really learned a lot about some of their favorite artists. I mean, Mark Johnstone we had here last time, and, you know, Marcus Johnson, Paul Marchetti.
Played with Marcus yesterday in a session.
He's so great. Yeah, and just to have those guys here and be able to let them let loose and, you know, see a less serious side of them. They had a good time, and I'm still getting all these great messages about that show. So you guys, thank you so much for the support. And, of course, mahalo to our underwriter, which is Venture Physical Therapy, which was Maui's Small Business of the Year last year. Haha. Congratulations to the Andersons for all they do. And we're having a lot more shows coming up, a lot more good news, a lot more support from the community. 2023, we're not slowing down, you know? Season 4, I thought this was going to be just a quarantine show, and here we are on the 64th Maui Musician. So I am so proud to be a part of the show. And Jimmy, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
You are the best. We got to hang out more.
We do. It's a blast.
I could talk to you for about 15 hours, I think, straight, and not get bored. Can I come hang out with you and Justin Morris?
Sure. We can watch the sunset together.
I love that. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget Tip the Talents. We've got CQ Audio, Cody, supplying his tech skills. And then, of course, the multifaceted talents of this wonderful man, the bluesman, hit by a stroke of lightning, as you like to say, the rock and roll lightning. I love that. Jimmy Dillon, one last time, ahana ho.
Woke up to the sound of a mission bell. I've been spending time in a wishing well, all alone, haunted by dreams, thinking about that night down in New Orleans. Some days I'm weak, sometimes I'm strong. I miss you, baby. Life goes on with a head full of promises, stories untold. Gave you my heart and my soul, and I can't stop crying since my baby's gone away. That girl would lie, and my tears keep falling down like Louisiana rain. There's a million stars in the southern sky, and a flame still burns in this old heart of mine. Ever, baby, that was our plan. Sometimes the memories more than I can stand. I'm finding out how to stay strong. I'm gonna walk this highway till the break of dawn. Tears of rage and a river of tears help me make it through the year. And I can't stop crying since my baby's gone away. That girl will lie, my tears keep falling down like Louisiana rain. When a woman break your heart, you got to go on. Dig down deep, find the strength in your soul. Every day, walk this lonely road and I can't stop crying. Since my baby's gone away, yeah. That girl will lie in every word she said. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just like Louisiana rain. Lord, I can't stop crying.
Woo!
Aloha.
Yeah!
Thank you.
I never get like starstruck. I'm kind of becoming a super fan. Like I'm a little bit like, oh my God, Jimmy Dillon's here. Oh my God. Thank you for showcasing the versatility of all these different axes. I mean, you're truly an educator of
it's
music.
not often I get a chance to do this, and I'm thinking
Thank you.
we were talking about maybe pinatas or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we know people.
Think
we'll
we can hook that up?
Yeah, I think I can
good.
talk to some people. We'll get you a gig.
I know there's a waiting list, but
yeah, no. I'll get Noora and Tempa and Johnny to boost.
Groovy. Fabulous. Thank you so much for having me.
We'll have so much fun on your adventure, and thanks for all you do to perpetuate music and the arts. And Maui is like just so happy when you're here, and just thank you so much for sharing your love and aloha.
Maui's a beautiful place to be, and Mother Maui takes care of us if we take care of her.
Well, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, Jimmy Dillon. You guys can follow him online at jimmydillon.com. Give yourself about 3 or 4 days to dig into the entire website. This man is deep. All right, you guys, we'll see you on the flip side. I'm Trish da Dish, and I just really appreciate you guys tuning into Mana'o at Home. We'll see you in February with Pat Simmons Jr. For now, keep it real, be good to yourself and each other. Aloha.